Hello, Voltron fans. Welcome back to the AfterBuzz TV Voltron After Show. We are talking about Season 6, Episodes 5 and 6, all about that fight that we knew that was coming that we weren't actually prepared for, Voltron Galra .0, and why you don't mess with Pidge. We have a couple of very special people with us today, so we will see you after the opening. And team, it's time to form Voltron.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
I feel so old right now.
1998, I was in 5th grade.
I was 4. You're welcome.
Now I feel old.
Now I really do feel like space.
For those of you going, wait, what? 1998 was before I was born. What is this? This is the first Pokemon movie. Educate yourself.
Well.
We have some younger fans, and we love you all. Hi, welcome back. We are the AfterBuzz TV Voltron After Show. We are looking at Season 6, Episodes 5 and 6, The Black Paladins and All Good Things, which is what this entire table and studio is. All good things. With me tonight, I have Yellow Lion, Mark Donica.
It's me. I'm out repping Emma because she's out sick tonight. Make sure to give her some love, but I'm happy to be back.
Yes. Blue Lion, Alexis Taurus.
Hi guys.
Leg day!
All day. So, hi guys. I'm Alexis Torres. You guys can find me all over social. Wait, no, we're not doing that anymore. Continue.
It's okay. It'll be fine. Green Lion, Megan Salinas.
Hey guys, how's it going?
And I'm Black Lion, Katie Cullen. And of course, we have two wonderful people who have already made me feel old tonight. Thank you. We have the voice of Pidge, Vex Taylor-Klaus.
Hey.
And the voice of Shiro, Josh Keaton.
He's alive!
Is he? Is
Question
he?
mark.
Is he?
He's only mostly dead.
Mostly dead
He's
means
not
slightly
dead
alive.
Yeah.
Shiro's great at everything but dying.
Hey!
The walking spoiler has returned.
I mean, I give them out. They're low-key, and you might not know that they're spoilers, but I've been spoiling people for years.
No, it's Lotor,
noticed.
not low-key.
Thank you.
Ah, there you go.
Thank
Lotor
you.
spoiler.
Other
There you go.
trickster.
There you go.
Yeah, thanks for joining us tonight.
Thanks for having us.
So let's get started. What do we think of these two episodes? Aside from dying whale noises, because that will blow our audio levels.
That was exactly what I was going to do.
And the scream-activated lights are a different
Yeah,
show.
that's a different studio. That's not this studio.
That's not this studio.
Anyway. Yes, but mostly
That
screaming into the void.
exists?
I want
Yeah.
that.
Actually,
go there.
let me give him a shot. Let's see if the wiring still works. Wow, look at that.
Yeah, that's about
about
right.
that?
That's how
Anyway.
we all.
Shout out to our audio listeners.
Yeah, shout out to the audio
We love
listeners.
you, iTunes listeners.
I felt like I was in Monsters and Mana for a second. Sure.
I love that we managed to kill Shiro like 3 times this season. And
But it
never
wasn't
takes.
Shiro.
There you go.
It was Giro.
It was Giro.
Shiro.
Yes.
Anyway, what? Yeah, what opinions on this madness?
I give
I
mine.
think this is some of the most gorgeous animation the
yes.
series
Oh, yeah.
has done.
I wanted to aggressively nod, but then I realized I have the lion on my head, and I can't do that right now.
I mean, you can aggressively nod, but then you'll lose the lion, and that's a
Oh.
problem.
But yeah, I mean, I feel like it goes without saying that this is what we've been waiting for.
Yeah.
For what season are we in? 6.
When was the first time that we called Shiro's a sleeper agent? Was that season 1 or was that
season
midway?
1.
That
That
was
was
season
season
one.
1.
Immediately.
Yeah, 5 seasons.
Yeah.
I think you said it in one of the ones that I was here for, and I'm like,
You're like, whoa!
Yep. I'm like, I have not missed him. Yeah, no.
I had to get
have-
my poker face. I had to keep my poker face.
We have Unraveled Paladin on Twitter in the hashtag ABTV Voltron if y'all want to join in. We've also got the live chat saying, at this point, one of my favorite hobbies is listening to past ABTV Voltron podcasts as I laugh every time the girls make a prediction and the guests try to maintain a poker face. Or sometimes I just go and say, if you only knew.
That's
One
right.
of my favorite things to do when I was an engineer, before I was a host, whenever...
Honk.
Yeah. Hey, what's up? Whenever there would be a prediction from the panel, I would, as soon as the sentence ended, I'd immediately cut to the couch. Just to see, like, what are they going to do?
Just a peek behind the
Smile
curtain a little bit.
widely.
Yeah. Smile and wave.
Speaking
I remember
of...
I called all you guys out on it.
You did.
Pretty much.
You guys aren't gonna get anything from me.
I know.
Until you gave it willingly.
Yeah.
You know, but it was after the fact.
Yes,
Yeah.
true.
But
Very true.
speaking of spoilers, and we need to go over this real fast, we are doing this the same way that we've done almost every other episode in this series. We are talking about 5 and 6 today, right up until the last 15, 20 minutes or so, depending on how we're doing on time. So, until we drop that spoiler warning, no spoilers in the chat, no spoilers in the hashtag, no spoilers in the comments. Be good to the people who have somehow managed to not continue on from episode 6 straight to episode 7.
Yeah,
Y'all
can
have
I-
more willpower than I will ever have in my entire life.
Can I ask how
Be
that's
good, no
possible?
spoilers. I don't know.
Like, I mean,
It's insane.
Netflix set it up so that it goes immediately into the next after 3 seconds. So I'm like, I have to rush to stop it every time I want to.
Watch credits.
I feel
okay, end.
like you have to have like a fail-safe set up so that like if it continues to go, like someone will just unplug your television.
I had an
I guess
unintentional.
that setup is Alt F4.
I had an unintentional failsafe where, for some reason, every time it switched to the next episode, it would default to Spanish. Every single time.
Solid.
You know?
Every
Space
single
Padre,
time.
after all.
So yeah, Space Padre after all. So like you would see
Shiro,
the.
Dios mío, no!
Oh man, yeah, you would see the episode title, and then I'd think everything was fine. So I get like 30 seconds into it, and then all of a sudden I just hear Spanish, and I was like, I can watch this, I can understand it, but I kind of wanted to hear what we did. So.
I know what happens, but I want to hear me.
Yes, exactly.
The life of an
I want to
actor.
hear the Shiro that came from here, from
The
within.
hero.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, 3 levels of puns. I don't even care.
It's like an onion.
So much.
Speaking of Shiro, let's talk about this because let's be real. It's the reason you're here. It's the reason we're here.
Yeah.
This fight, though. Oh my!
Are we talking about the geekiest fight ever between Pidge and Shiro? Or are we talking about the actual fight?
We're talking
The
about
computer fight that you had.
That was not the geekiest fight. Okay, it was. No.
the food
was a-
fight was
it was
the
the-
geekiest fight. So
The
Yeah.
geekiest fight that Shiro
This-
lost.
No.
Wait.
Shiro loses a lot of low stakes fights.
I was gonna say, if we're talking
loses to
about
Pidge a
To be
lot.
fair,
we had
everyone
the
loses to
monster-
Pidge a lot.
Yeah.
yes,
that's true.
I said it in a tweet that Pidge is like Batman. Like a long time ago. I
yeah.
said this like somebody asked me, they said if you had to fight one of the paladins, who do you think would be the one? And I said probably Pidge.
Yeah,
'Cause I'm
if you
she-
wanna
she
lose.
plans for every, No, that's what I mean. Who do you think would be the one to beat you? And I said probably Pidge because she plans for everything. She's like Batman. And here it is.
She's playing
There's a reason
Xanatos.
why she has her BR is a grappling hook. Like it makes sense.
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
Bat Pidge!
she's playing Xanatos speed chess with literally everybody.
Yep.
I mean.
Yeah.
It's great.
She's on a whole nother level.
But there's, you know what? We're here. We're switching topics. We're talking
Yes.
about Pidge. We're starting,
Awesome!
and everyone's like bait and switch, bait and switch.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Shiro
this
lost
whole
that
show.
one.
Pidge always wins. Everyone should just get used to that.
There is, I'm sure at least some of you have seen this before. There is a Batman comic a while ago where he's talking to Superman, and he has this wall of boxes for every member of the Justice League, and every single box has their biggest weakness in it. Superman's has kryptonite. All of them have boxes with weaknesses.
Yep.
Wonder
And the
Woman's
point-
is empty.
Oh yeah. This
No,
comic is
I
that he
have no
pulls out
idea.
Wonder Woman's and goes, "It's empty. She doesn't have a weakness," making a point to Clark. But that's
love it.
Pidge. She's got the wall of boxes.
Yeah.
So wait, which cast member is Wonder Woman?
Probably
The rats.
Hunk.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I was like,
Mice. Koran.
Hunt can be my Wonder Woman. Hunt can totally be my Wonder Woman.
I love Hunk.
yeah.
And I fear the fan art.
No. Embrace
will
the
pass.
fan art.
I'm gonna embrace it because I want to see it.
All right.
I
He's like,
welcome
"All right,
this
all right."
fan art. I need it in my life. If anyone has that or wants to do it,
So,
throw in the hashtag. We want
Would
to see
Shiro
it.
be
Please.
Superman, Pidge is Batman, Hunk is Wonder Woman? Is that
Yeah.
The Holy
The
Trinity.
Trinity.
I feel like Shiro is someone else who gets possessed, cloned, and replaced a lot.
Superman.
Superman.
Lance is definitely Flash.
Yes, Lance is Flash.
Yeah.
Oh wait, can Sven be Bizarro?
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
That's exactly
right.
why.
That's right. That's a good one.
Breaking down nerdy barriers, everyone.
Oh, we broke Hunt.
I'm kind of wondering who Aurora would be.
Yes.
Give it time.
Which
I plan on breaking it. I have a flawless record.
That's my job.
This is the true.
Can I help?
She gets one
Yes.
because every time she's here. She had okay.
That's
Everyone
okay, Alexis. We'll all break you. Bow chica. Anyway.
I mean,
I missed one show and just wow.
we've gotten very close.
But yeah, and I love that Pidge was mercenary enough to make this backup of the code and this fail-safe virus. It's this awful, awful thing where she is prepared and she's vindicated, and being vindicated is just the worst feeling in the world.
Yeah. Yeah. Like as she said, she never wanted to have to use it. She's prepared for every worst case scenario.
You could hear the heartbreak in her voice.
Oh yeah, which
Oh, thank
well
you.
done.
Sad.
Thank you.
Things in the episode that made me cry. That, and also that. Things in the episode that made me yell. Everything else.
Yes.
I will say too, it was a really great sort of subversion of expectations too, because we're all just used to Pidge immediately being able to fix the problem.
Yeah.
And at first that's exactly what it looks like happens, and so she's like, yeah, I got it, everything's good. And then all of a sudden the alarm starts to go off again, and she's like, wait, that it's supposed to be fixed now.
This is so much worse than I thought. Oh no.
But I love the visual storytelling that they were doing. I talk about this a lot, but when in these two scenes next to each other, it just showed how, quote, unwinnable the situation was between the Paladins and Shiro on all fronts. Physically, mentally, technologically, all of that stuff. And we got the representation of being at the keyboard in front of the screen, but then also we cut to the fight, and we're like, oh no, everything is terrible.
I was rewatching that fight, and as each swing happens when they're first in that row of Shiros, the lights start shutting off on each swing, and it's just the artistry in this show is magnificent.
Yeah.
And the world
I
is
think-
closing in on him. Yeah.
It really is.
This, I think, is one of the most beautiful episodes of the
Agreed.
show that we've had.
Agreed.
This, and we knew it was coming to this. We knew this was going to be this culmination of this Shiro plot, and oh, it did not disappoint. It hurt us all, but it did not disappoint.
I loved that moment personally when are we still calling him Shiro?
Kuran?
Kuran.
Quran, yeah,
So-
let's be real.
During that sequence when they're fighting and Keith goes basically full Galra.
Yeah.
And like there's a flash of the purple of his blade, and then his eyes are cat
A
eyes.
little bit of teeth, yeah.
Yeah.
And that's when Kuran says, This is the Keith I remember, and it's just like, whoa!
Yeah.
And shut that off real quickly.
Oh yeah. I just thought that was brilliant.
Gave me chills.
And just the, yeah, we're there. Let's switch tacks. That fight, holy cow.
Yeah,
Your
that was-
voice acting.
Thank you.
So mocap, huh? How about that?
Yeah, total mocap. It was before I had the shoulder surgery. That's actually how I heard it. But yeah.
Oh my God.
I don't know.
Holy
Well,
crap.
that word actually hit you. And
Yeah,
you're
he
like,
actually
oh,
did,
no.
and
Like, it was-
severed some things.
Who's
and-
broken on this show? We had Mark, we had Bex.
I'm broken!
I'm loving it.
Had your back.
See, that was another
need a
low-key
crowd.
spoiler. Like, I was actually waiting to get my shoulder fixed until right around
had to
season
shoot the
6. Yeah. I waited for like 18 years to fix this. Because I knew.
That
I
is
knew.
commitment.
Yeah,
Yeah.
total commitment. Total commitment.
My
Dedication
hero.
to the craft.
That was for our viewers that like to know about how we record all that stuff. Like that was one of the things that we actually did ADR, where we saw the animation and recorded the fight sounds to the animation. And so yeah, I actually got to see. It was rough. It was rough for a lot of the final lighting and stuff wasn't done. But I mean, final sound. I don't know. Certain things weren't finished. And so I actually got to see some of that as it went down, and didn't get to see all the stuff where they're hanging off of the stuff falling apart over the planet and all that. Oh man, that was crazy.
I think
Crazy.
only Steven got to see that.
Yeah, he got to see that. I was out by that point. But yeah, it was amazing. It was and even the choreography. Like I've done some stage combat, and I've done like sword and rapier and dagger and all that, and that's there was a lot of really good choreography in that. Like a lot of counters and a lot of like it was amazing to watch.
I'm not gonna lie, I went through like frame by frame watching the choreography of that fight because it was just beautiful.
Yeah.
And I like to study fight choreography. I like to learn.
Yeah. It's crazy though. I feel like this was probably one of the first times that you really saw Shiro completely uncorked. Where he took care of everybody on the castle, I mean, they cut away, you didn't see everything, but I mean,
I'm sure it took a whole 3 seconds.
and I mean that's insane. And the fact that I mean that first punch where he goes after Keith.
And he breaks the box.
Yeah,
And
like
then the
he's
lights start-
going for
yeah.
broke, and then Keith has to step up. But it was, it's crazy how I mean they have this almost like familial relationship, and you see it come to blows quite literally. It's crazy.
And just that I should have abandoned you like your
And
parents.
the thing is though is that he didn't know that Keith was ready for him. Keith had already like spent time with Crowley. Keith had already gotten.
He's like,
filled
I've
in
been
on
Shiro
his-
had no way to know.
I adopted
Yeah.
a dog. I'm fine.
But Huron had like.
No, a cosmic wolf.
There you go.
He's a Pokemon trainer now.
I want it. I want that cosmic wolf. But
We
yeah, I
all
mean, like
do.
this is the worst thing that he could have pulled out and said to him, and that's something that probably would have broken Keith before
couple
he,
weeks
yeah,
ago.
a couple weeks
Yeah.
ago, or a couple
2 years
years
ago.
ago. 2 years ago. 2 years ago it would have broken Keith.
You never know.
And now it's like.
Interstellar. It's hard to tell.
It's like
3
nothing.
years for
He
him,
keeps
2
his
weeks for us.
calm,
Yeah.
And he still is like, I'm not leaving here without you. Like you really see Keith's growth in that fight. It's
Honestly,
crazy.
you see Keith's growth in that entire episode
Yeah.
because he really comes into his own as the leader of Voltron.
Absolutely.
And the way that he's talking to the team and the way he's leading the team has just evolved so beautifully throughout 6 seasons.
Is that
It's the
badass
exact
moment?
opposite of that first time he got into the Black Line. He was like, I don't know what to do. And the exact opposite. I will run into danger. Y'all stay here.
Yeah. Who's gonna fly the black line? I am.
Pretty much.
Excuse you.
Yeah.
Who are you talking to?
Like every time I think about it, I get a little bit of goosebumps.
I know.
It's funny because both scenarios were completely in character because the first time he was relentless and single-minded, we have to go after this guy to do this thing. And it was very similar here. He's like, I have to go. Like,
After this
if-
guy and do this thing.
If we have to break apart as a team to get me there, then that's what we have to do, but I promise I'll come back.
Yeah.
So
And he does faster than he anticipated.
Yeah. Literally flying by the seat of his pants.
I love that. It's just like doing wall squats.
I love it. I love
It
it.
was beautiful and meaningful and also really super weird to look at.
But
All I
memorable.
could think was wall squats. That's
Yeah.
literally all I could think.
I want a wall that does that while I'm doing wall squats.
The Star Wars.
I'm coming, guys. I'll be there. Almost there.
Honestly, Keith's like blaring no or ah or Shiro or whatever it was in that moment while he's doing that wall squat made me think of every time I get to like 2 minutes of wall squats. I very much related.
That's the correct reaction to 2 minutes of wall squats. It's just screaming into the void.
That's the correct reaction to 20 seconds.
Wall squats in general. Yeah, but just watching this fight, watching how completely ridiculous that arm gets, all I can think of is season 1, the finale, talking to Hagar, and you could have been our greatest weapon. And that
She
coming
had a
full
reason
circle.
for saying that.
At that point, it looked almost like the arm was piloting Shiro.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, that was like an ion cannon. I mean, that was like
Yeah,
cutting apart
yeah.
the whole.
That
That was like an ion cannon. That was like pulling apart the whole thing. It was just slicing through it like it was butter.
Through a freaking planet.
Yeah.
We went from the Edward Elric blade to just burninating the countryside.
Exactly.
what a pull. My
That's literally what my notes say.
Burninator.
Burninating the
Yes.
countryside, burninating the
Burninator.
Shiros. Come on.
New grounds.
muscly arm and everything.
My
But,
notes are weird, all right?
my favorite thing about this fight scene was how grounded it was. We came from Monsters and Mana, which is just absolutely ridiculous,
Beautiful.
and like the exact
so
nth degree of how a fight could go, which is great. And then, but it's a show about space robots fighting. But this very serious thing happening of two guys in space had a very grounded, realistic, choreographed fight
Yes.
that you would see, well, not anywhere, but on the screen you would see in almost any movie.
Well, that's like a Voltron trope now,
Yeah.
is going from the sublime to the ridiculous back to the sublime.
Yeah.
Ah.
Circus.
But I think that's also what the great thing is about Voltron, like what you said. It's just the fact that we've been kind of waiting for this fight for so long
yeah.
that when we finally get it, it obviously didn't disappoint. But at the same time, I think my favorite moment in the entire fight was seeing Keith's eyes completely widen when he first used the cannon and just seeing him just destroy things. And he was just like, oh yeah, you're definitely not the Shiro that I remember, but I'm still going to save you because I love you. Aw. You know?
He's got
You're
hope,
my brother,
man.
I love you.
He's hoping that he's carrying that hope that,
What was that
he's
Oh
there
Brother
somehow.
song?
I picked it for a reason. For those of you who don't know that reason, go back, look up the lyrics.
So Keith is
Understand
Pikachu?
why.
Man.
Is Keith Pikachu? Is that what
Yeah.
you said?
Isn't that
Yes.
the... Yeah, so
Yes.
Keith is Pikachu? Okay.
Yes.
Anyway.
That makes them both sad Pikachus having a sad slap
wait,
fight.
I'm trying to come. No, I got nothing.
But yeah.
Keithachu.
Yeah.
Keith the Chew.
There you go. Keith the
Ah, that was a good one.
I was trying to come up with some connection with like lightning, but I got nothing. And I'm really disappointed in myself.
That's gonna bother
It'll
me
come back
later.
later, no worries.
But
But yeah, no, they're just good lord.
Mm-hmm.
And short-circuiting Shiro probably 3 different times in this fight.
Yeah.
just a bit. Yeah. Just
a
too
bit.
big.
Can we talk about really quick the moment we get the straight up reveal that it's not just this guy who's a clone, but that there's an entire
I still want to know what they needed all these
I
Shiros
love that
for.
he
A
brought Keith
single-minded
to the
army that
Shiro
can be
zone.
controlled
Yeah.
from one
The clone
point.
zone.
Besides
My
that.
bad.
The clone zone, yeah.
He brought Keith to the clone zone.
Okay.
On some level, and this is just my headcanon. On some level, I want to
Ion
believe
cannon?
that yes, my head ion cannon. I want to
getting real
believe that there was a slight, just enough of Shiro in Kuron that it was intentional that he brought him there to have the final fight there, where he intended to destroy it all. He intended to destroy all of the other Shiros and at least
It did seem that way.
get rid of that, even though he couldn't control himself, and even though he couldn't get out of what he had to do because of what Hagar was making him do, he was still going to destroy this.
Oh, but
He
also
was gonna get rid of
Hagar.
this.
Like Hagar going back to Enerva and like
Oh yeah.
talking to Lotor.
Oh.
That whole interaction. That whole exchange was just like, and those the eyeball.
It was a scene of...
I can't articulate any
issues.
English anymore.
It was just... I don't know who to root for in this scene.
I kind of felt bad
You're
for
both
Enerva.
genocidal maniacs.
I kind of
Who do I
felt
vote for?
I felt bad for Enerva because it's like on some level she kind of realizes that
She
she's
done
her
fucked
mother
up. I'm sorry.
or she's his mother, and then like he doesn't want anything to do with her, and so she almost like she goes back and she shows her motherly self to him and is still rejected. It's like
Then again,
some weird, but yeah.
he's
Then again,
kind of a
everything else.
sociopath.
But yes,
So is she,
and
you
so
know?
is she.
I know.
Okay.
Kind of committed
Trying to-
genocide.
Kind of a genocidal
cherry
maniac.
pick the.
Before we wander into Lotor's subscription, he has that many issues. He's got a
Yeah.
subscription. We need to wander to the side and talk about a few other things first.
Yeah.
Megan, you want to take it?
sure. Unless Alexis wants to.
You got this.
So yeah, we have a quick announcement. Hey, AfterBuzzers! Our network produces after shows for nearly all of your favorite TV shows, from dramas, reality, sci-fi, and more. There is no network that works harder to serve television fans, but we need your help. We're asking that you please subscribe to one or more of our YouTube channels. By subscribing to our channel, YouTube will suggest content that's tailor-made for you, and you'll help AfterBuzz continue to grow. And if you're worried about pesky notifications, don't worry, because they're optional. So hit that subscribe button for this channel and check out our other AfterBuzz YouTube channels as well. Let us know that you did so in the comments, and we'll thank you on air. For now, thanks for being the best fans and helping us be the ESPN of TV Talk.
Woo!
All right.
And if you would like to continue to support this show in particular as well, the best thing you can do is wander on over to iTunes, subscribe to the podcast, rate it 5 stars, and guys, it has to be 5 stars because you need 5 lines for Voltron. Otherwise, it just doesn't work.
Yep.
That's true. Correct.
And leave us a
Savage.
review letting us...
Savage.
I mean...
You always speak the truth on this panel.
The truth
She
and a
says
whole
as
lot of-
Emma isn't here.
The truth and a whole lot of wild theories.
The walls have ears.
If you subscribe and leave us a review, we give you a shout out on the show. So this is from Flying Cheese 10, who left it not. And if you leave one that's not in the American iTunes store, you screen cap it, you throw it in our hashtag, and that is what they did. Whenever this podcast comes back, I feel such immense joy. I love how they balance humor and deep analysis to have rounded conversation. I especially love how each member's personality matches their paladin, with Katie being the leader, Megan the inquisitor and observer, Alexis the emotional heart, Emma passionate and driven, and Mark funny and lovable. This podcast is truly legendary. Aww. We love
That's
you,
so
my
cute.
dear.
We've got a couple more, but for the sake of time, should we skip them for tonight?
Give us the names.
Okay, we
Names
want
and
to thank
titles.
Uli Tsunami left love it. Zed Foxes left major fan. Teleporting Space Wolf makes the name cut off because it's way too long. From Reflex 123 and Oh my Lord from Ms. Noodle. But yeah, it's a lot of great and extended reviews here, so thank you everybody
gotta read
for
that.
leaving them.
You are wonderful and we adore you. Please continue to do the thing. Please continue to leave the reviews on the iTunes and in the hashtag. Yes.
All up in that hashtag.
All up in the hashtag.
I worry about you.
It's probably a good thing. Yeah.
Yeah. So let's go back to that subscription.
So like, has anybody ever been like over at a friend's house for like Thanksgiving when like their family starts to like bicker?
That's my family.
That's kind of what I
love you,
feel
Mom.
like Lotor's generals were probably feeling like
Right?
now. They're just like, this is awkward.
Can somebody pass the mashed potatoes?
And Aksha's the only one with the
potatoes.
full story. The
Now-
other two are just getting yanked around.
I have a question, and this is for everybody. This is for the table, and this is for our guests too.
All right.
Why did Lotor feel the need to lie to all of his
Because
generals?
he likes to lie. He's
exactly what it
Lotor.
is.
He thinks they can't act.
No,
Lightor.
his excuse was it was the only way to make Allura believe it. And it's like, how though? No one was there when they turned on you. No one saw you break your shoulder to escape from them. You just showed up.
Here's the thing.
Whose benefit was that for?
His
His.
own. He likes
had
the
the-
acrobatics and the theatrics.
Yes.
He's Lightor.
Supposedly Aksha had the full story. I wouldn't be surprised if Aksha is the only one he was lying to, and then he had to spin that around when he's like, oh, well, I'm in this situation. I've been kidnapped. I'm in front of Not Mom. Aksha still thinks we're on the same side. I can use that.
Yeah.
Probably.
No, absolutely. That's exactly. That's probably exactly what happened.
Yeah, he's
Using that one to give himself credibility with the other two, and
It's too much.
It's just, I absolutely love that once he does the ghost face reveal and starts chewing scenery, that, I mean, tell me I'm wrong.
that quintessence is a hell of a drug.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Yeah, I
I mean, to be fair, I've been calling it the ghost face reveal for 3 after shows now. But
Okay.
Yes,
No,
no,
correct.
we love you,
do.
my
I feel
dear.
so called out right now.
You came here to have a good time,
And
you
I honestly feel so attacked right now.
I'm laughing, but I have no idea what's no idea what I'm laughing
Have
at.
you ever
Makes it
seen
better.
a Scream movie, like ever in your life?
No, I have.
How like these completely normal people, once they take off the ghost face mask and reveal, I've been the villain the whole time, they just go completely insane.
I love that.
Bat
It's for the
guano
kids.
crazy.
Got it.
And start chewing scenery in terms of their acting, like, hello, Sydney.
Got
And
it,
that's
got it.
kind of what Lotor did.
I feel
It's
very
off
called out
topic.
right now.
But
Katie's
they
references are very
they
I just
do
got
it.
I was also on the
Not.
street.
No, I know.
The
As soon as they
ghost
said the
face
Scream
is not
movie,
a
I was
deep
like,
reference.
Scream.
Just
I'm a little
as
slow.
you don't get
I
it.
know, that's what I always get.
Now
Space
you know how
Grandpa.
I feel.
I get your references.
I'm on the same boat.
Anyway.
Let's bring
Well,
it
I mean,
back.
that's why I love the
Anyway.
show. Because I mean, when I first started coming on here, I was like, wow, they so out nerd me. I thought I could keep up, and like they're making references that I have no clue. I'm like, I need to go and like watch this show and this
just
show,
live here?
and go
I
on
love
YouTube for
nerds.
this.
I'll make more spectacular Spider-Man jokes.
Hey, if
No,
you
no. I
if
like the
you
other
wanna
stuff because it
live
gives me
here,
stuff to
you're
look up and
welcome.
new things. Yeah, no,
I'm small off
I've
it.
learned from this show. It's great.
I'm about it.
I love that it wasn't him going completely crazy. It was, I'm going to murder everyone, including the cholera. That was, all right, bye, Felicia.
So quick.
Really quickly, how was that not going completely crazy?
He was doing the maniacal
Yeah, it wasn't
betrayal
his-
anger beforehand, but it was only, I'm going to wipe the universe clean of everyone that would oppose me, including the cholera. And they all went, that
Including the Gawler that would oppose him.
Yeah,
I mean,
but
he
just
speaks
said including
very
the Galra.
carefully.
No,
I
he
don't.
says including
That
the
was
Galra.
amazing.
He does say including the Gholra. I mean, it sounds like he's down for yet another genocide, and we need to
yeah.
not.
I think so. He
Look, that's like from the very beginning. The creators, I think it was Joaquin that said like, we know Lotor's evil, we just don't know how evil or what kind of evil. Well, now we know. It's the genocidal kind of evil. Yay!
And the thing is, remember, he killed Narty right in front of them.
Yeah.
No warning,
Like that.
no nothing.
mercy,
just
no
down.
nothing.
I
So
really wanted them to
how
be
was
like, was that part of the plan? Was that like, did
Did
she
Aksha know about that?
Yeah.
So I'm going to kill the Gholra, and they all went, all of them remembering Narty and going,
Oh, he will.
all right, no,
Hey,
Oh, he
bye.
will.
you know,
Yeah.
we had a good run. If you look at the time, it's gotta
Up until
Look at
that
that wrist, it's time to leave.
Stuff to do.
Up until
mail
that
me my
moment,
check.
they
space dusted trail.
Bye, Felicia. Bye, Lotor.
They have been.
My wig has been snatched. Oh no!
I mean, you did it yourself.
No, I didn't.
I love this railless show system we've been going on, where we can't be off the rails if they never existed.
Yeah, pretty much. Everyone is like, get back on topic. Like, that's my
yes.
secret. We never were on topic.
There are no rails in space.
There's that
Where
meme.
we're going, we don't need rails.
You snatched your own wig.
Power.
Gone.
Anyway, so Lotor has lost his dang mind and also made Voltron Galra .0.
I love
It's beautiful.
Yeah, yeah. it's a
I
really
love
nice
thinking
looking
about what the generals are going to do now at this point because they've been jettisoned into space.
That happens to them a lot, though.
Yeah.
They're gonna go with
thrown
whatever
out
they
of
want.
I think
a
they're
lot.
gonna be fine.
Yeah.
I think
They're badasses in their own right. Man.
they're Voltron's version of Team Rocket, but like a serious threat.
I would love to see them actually team up with Team Voltron and just be like, you are the only people we haven't pledged our alliances to yet.
But-
Everyone else hates us. Whatever.
But the Paladins are getting out of a really abusive relationship.
They are.
with Lotor.
And so are they.
Yeah.
Can't trust
but,
again.
But that's,
This is the support
Yeah,
group.
that would be kind of
Lotor used the same thing of like, oh, the Galra are bad, love me. So
I would say, though,
dangerous.
He owes Aksha one. He saved her
He
life.
does.
She saved his life
True.
twice now.
Here's
Yep,
the thing.
yep.
I feel like they keep going back and forth.
That's
Like they're
true.
never gonna be even. They're just always gonna be in this eternal dance of I saved you, but I saved you, but I saved you that time, and then I saved you that time. Oh come on, can't we just stop?
No, because everyone keeps receipts.
Yep.
Well, I mean, I guess it is kind of smart if you have an ally in a weird place, and you know that person's gonna have your back, even though you guys never talk about it.
Yeah, it's interesting that for how little they keep running into each other, but for how little time they've actually spent together, like you can tell that every time they're in a confrontation together, like Aksha doesn't want to be there. She's like, "No, guy, I don't
Oh, like this guy
Hey, my
really?
dude.
Really?
I'll kill your friends, but I won't kill you.
I'll kill your friends, but I don't want to talk to them.
What kind of murderous
No
like
comment.
introvert is that?
I mean,
Same though.
anyway, we are running a little short on time, and we have,
Same.
according to my board, we've got 2 more topics they need to hit. I need to hit, and one of them is Koran is the MVP
Yes.
of episode 6.
Koran Impossible?
Yeah.
He's kind of the MVP of this season, as far as I'm concerned.
I just want to watch the Cirque du Soleil of Koran.
Yes.
Of him just starting up
Cirque du
stuff.
Koran.
Yeah.
Hunk has to be part of it though.
Yeah,
And
it has
Lance
to be
too.
the whole
Lance
thing.
has got to be in it. I mean, we saw him do all the.
That's true.
Yeah.
We did
All
do
the-
that.
all the-
Stuff
there's no
later.
way.
a
Yeah.
silk class, like in some of the archives, right? Like
we have
That's
this,
a part of training somewhere.
well, and we had the whole Teledove thing too, and they're all kind of doing like acrobatic poses
Which
to
hotel?
make it work. Oh God! When Lotor was just chasing them, when Zarkon
Oh.
was chasing them down relentless. Season
Hotelidove.
2.
There you go.
That's what it
I
was.
said Hotelidove.
Oh, we're gonna open
That's what I
a
thought
hotel
you said.
named a dove.
Yeah, the Hotelidove.
Hotel a dove.
Yes, I have a
places you'll
friend
go.
named Dove. Whether you want to or
You
not.
got a dad out, man. That was some crime.
Next time you're here, we'll do a dad off.
Let's do it.
And my other
I feel like I'm
topic
gonna
is
lose.
No.
my other topic is Shiro is dead AF.
Yep. Which time?
Was.
Okay, so I've said this twice and I'm never over it. The point where he went, "I died," is the point where I had to stop the episode and scream into the void. For
I
a while.
died.
Was that the moment?
That was the moment.
Oh.
Like, I spent all of episode 5 being vindicated and the first 5 minutes of episode 6 shrieking my face off.
What I would love is if like he opened his eyes and I was like, I lied, kid. I love that.
We're not there yet.
I would literally start the song from Lion King too. Deception.
Disgrace. Even what's playing is the
This is
scar
the
on his
Voltron
face.
musical right here.
Hold on, I have
God.
to counter his dad joke. Keith would ask him, really? And he'd say, I tried, Keith.
I died, Keith. I lied, Keith. I tried, Keith.
You know you love our show.
we know you guys like find out about what's happening like as you go into record, and you don't the scripts ahead of time. So we obviously had a ton of crazy theories. One of the theories is that he was dead the whole time. One of the theories is that he was a clone the whole time. One of the theories was that he was a sleeper cell.
¿Por qué no los
I think
tres?
one of them was in the astral plane.
I was gonna say, when you guys got to the script, were you like, all of our theories, because I know you guys are probably just asking all of these questions as you're going through recording as well.
¿Por qué
Kind
no
of,
los
yeah.
tres?
Yeah. I mean, they didn't really tell us a whole lot about what was happening either. They didn't tell us that I died until I read those lines.
I've
That's,
been dead
yeah.
the whole
I had
time.
No clue. I had no
Wow,
clue.
sixth
Like,
sense it.
you know,
Yeah.
I didn't know. I knew that Quran was a clone. I knew that much. So when I would go in for sessions, and it got really confusing with like the ADR sessions where we were going back to do ADR on something that we had done like a year ago, and I was like, wait, so
Which Shiro is
which
this?
That's exactly what I was saying. I was like, which Shiro is this? Is this real Shiro? Is this clone Shiro? Is this like in the astral plane? Like I didn't know which was which.
And you managed to do very different voices for all of them.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Which
Thank
is
you. I tried.
brilliant.
I wanted them to at least have somewhat of their own personalities, and for you to really, like, I wanted you to feel the original Shiro when you were in the astral plane. He was talking to you. I wanted Quran to kind of be Shiro, but not really. And I mean, he was a little more hot under the collar and not as patient. And,
Definitely.
Hashtag not my Shiro.
right? Yeah. I mean, I actually kind of was happy when I saw that. I was like, all right, cool.
Yeah, you did a great
mean, just
job.
there's-
Thank you.
Like there were people
Yeah.
tweeting, "Hey, did you notice the change in his voice?" And I'm like, "You did? Good for you."
It was awesome. So,
Yeah.
so fulfilling to hear that.
It was.
Yeah,
it
I
was
mean, as actors, when
wonderful.
we make choices and like without even us really saying anything or referring to them, like other people pick it out. It's like, yeah, it's sweet. Makes you feel good.
And also Paladin Takashi Shirogane.
Yes.
Darg.
I want to play a paladin again.
Yes. Yeah. Because he's
By
a
the way-
clone, and that's what he was programmed to be.
I
Because
want to
of
be
that,
a paladin again is the most heartbreaking line in the show now. So
right?
thanks for that.
Because of that, I will never play a paladin in Dungeons and Dragons.
I've been playing
Because
paladins
of that.
for literal years, and I spent that
Been
episode
retired.
critiquing his form. I'm sorry.
You critique the clone's form?
You introduce yourself as a paladin, and you don't introduce your god. Who do you think you are? It was his first time playing.
That's true. That is true. Yeah.
He was
But
so
the
hard
point
on
is that
that
you're a holy warrior.
To be fair, though, nope, not even gonna touch that one. Nope. I had a thought, and then I realized I should not share that thought, so we're gonna pass on by.
You had every.
Is Voltron after dark?
Everyone was like,
We
yeah.
were on the
I
edge of our
know.
seats.
I was gonna go somewhere, and now I'm not.
Are you ready?
Nope.
I mean,
See, I
would
like
watch
it in the
an
basement,
entire-
but I'm gonna stay out of there for now.
I would watch an entire monster.
Wow.
I would watch an entire Baby's First D&D campaign. All right, I would watch the whole
Use take two.
ridiculous thing to see how many twin brothers Shiro has, because he's got to die at least once a campaign.
As many as it takes.
He's recyclable.
I need some help. I need everybody's help here.
All right.
We need to get everyone together to play a Voltron D&D game.
I'm
Absolutely.
down.
I'm
100% down.
in.
Down.
Game on.
Like, so like a space campaign where it's
Yep.
people playing. Oh, fantastic.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Brilliant.
absolutely. Sign me up.
Like Voltron D&D. We're doing this.
I'm in.
I want to be a paladin.
Thank you.
I'm
paladins.
bringing out my Besem handbook because that's the anime plugin to D&D, and it
Oh,
has
goodness.
like Sentai and giant mechs and all the rules for that noise.
what?
So I'm gonna break that sucker out
do
and
it.
we'll go.
Do it.
I'm dead serious.
Totally.
It's been 15 years
Homebrew
since I've played
Voltron game?
Besem.
That sounds fun.
Like, I've never even
Seriously,
played
teamwork.
D&D, so this will be like literally
gonna
my
fix
first
that.
time. Yeah,
Oh,
no, let's
it's
do it.
fun.
Let's do it.
It's so much fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think at this point we got a few minutes left. Let's drop that spoiler warning and let's wander into the final episode for a little bit.
Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert!
What?
There we go.
I was ready for this.
So Shiro's not quite dead.
No, he's not.
Nope.
Nope.
He got
God
better.
bless.
Found him.
Better.
And we're going home to see Dad.
Hey, also,
And
I'm so
Mom.
afraid.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
and
Colleen!
Colleen Holt.
Oh my god, Colleen! I live for Colleen Holt.
I want, like, I don't care how much of an episode it is. I want at least part of one episode next season to be Colleen Holt breaking down the garrison's door. Just like, excuse you, we're going to have a conversation because you have taken my entire family.
Yeah, pretty much. You left me with the dog.
I love the dog, don't get me wrong. I love the dog, but you took
My
entire
children.
family.
It starts with the dog running away. Is he here? You've taken everybody else.
I feel like when Iverson
They're
tries
training
to
the dog to go to space.
Yeah.
when
Like
Iverson
Cosmo.
tries to escort her out, she literally would like grab him by the ear and say, "No, we're gonna go like lead him back inside."
Colleen is
It's
such...
Pidge's mom.
Yeah,
I mean,
she's
come
got to
on.
get it from somewhere.
Yes.
Absolutely.
She doesn't get it from Sam.
It does not come from Sam,
No.
as we've seen.
No.
She got it from somewhere and it ain't Dad.
I'm sure she's already built a spaceship and she's getting ready
That's
to
right, because she's yes.
She's got to be science mom. Like,
That's
I
how
refuse
she
to
and
believe
Sam met. Was
That's true.
arguing
That's
over
true.
which one was it again?
marking your code.
Oh.
Yeah. There you go. There you go.
I want
The
it.
things I remember from this show. What's up?
No, nothing. The chat has been amazing so far. We're a little far removed from it, but there
Hey,
was
chat.
It's like a minute and a half
Hey,
delay.
Jack.
There's
Yeah.
a commenter
chat?
that said, "Oh, that's so sad. Black Lion played Despacito."
Despacito.
Congratulations,
Oh,
you
that's
have
the
won
next
the
song
chat.
Despacito.
Despacito.
Is that the next song you're doing?
No, actually, the next song that I'm going to be doing is Sven based.
Yeah.
So yeah. I'm not going to give too much away yet, but I might need fan art, and like theme wise, if anybody
Pick
wants
your
to
words
submit.
carefully. After
No. I mean, it's got to be family friendly fan art because
There
it's
we
going to
go.
go on my YouTube channel, and it's. If anybody wants to send anything specifically for it, if you have anything that shows any of the scenes from the episode that Sven was in, it's going to involve that.
Okay.
So,
love
and it's
it.
going to be a ballad.
Oh,
Yes.
shoot. I thought it
Power
was going to be a
ballad?
remake of Rasputin.
Power ballad.
The ballad of Sven, probably a power. Well, maybe
Power ballad confirmed.
Maybe a power ballad.
I
Yeah.
like it.
Because in my head, I think that Sven is like a karaoke god.
All
in
I'm
my
hearing
head.
right now is Whitney Houston's "And I Will Always Love You" in Sven's voice.
Dangerous.
No, it's not quite that, but it
But
does
I
have
need it.
an extended note.
Yes!
So, yes, I think you'll like it.
Good lord.
Remind me to link you to title of the song after we're done with
Okay.
this. Yeah, this.
I still want to do It's Not Easy Being Green.
Oh,
do
please
it.
do. Do a duo
We
with
should all
Neil.
do
I
this
was going to
stuff.
say, I need Neil Kaplan for that one.
You do.
Yeah.
Do we want to hit up anything else about this season or this last episode? Because we are running out of
They
time.
definitely left Lotor in that quintessence void, so
Oh, yeah.
that'll be interesting.
Oh yeah, He's going to pick him up and make him a robeast.
Do you remember what happened when his parents were in the quintessence?
Right.
And that was some really good Shiro Karan foreshadowing. The quintessence doesn't make you that way; it just reveals who you are.
Woo!
And Lotor chewed some scenery afterwards. So, hello, Sydney.
I didn't think about it too much until Netflix tweeted it out like a couple of days ago, implying that and especially with how we leave Shiro at the end of the season, that the white lion isn't done with Shiro. And
Yeah.
wondering if we're getting a White Tiger Zord-esque add-on to Voltron. And I just kind of wanted to say that while they were here.
This is my face that you're gonna watch later.
Yes.
For reaction on if your theory was correct.
Come on, Saba.
I'd love to see Shiro continue to have some form of connection with Voltron, but I don't think he's going to be the Black Lion's paladin anymore.
No, not the
Which
Black
is-
Lion.
The brown
I don't
lion.
think he's going to be a paladin anymore.
And drink.
God, that drinking game was still going.
Yay.
I thought everyone who was playing it was dead by now.
Probably. I'm so
Alcohol
sorry.
poisoning.
Good lord.
I have a quick question, real
Do
quick.
it.
Since we're talking about like the season as a whole, what was your guys' highlight from this season? Favorite moment?
Dude, when the creators put themselves in Monsters and Men. Duh. That's so brilliant.
Wait, what were they in Monsters and Men?
They were in the tavern.
Yeah.
The first two people we
People that
saw
you
in
saw
the
was
tavern
Lauren
when
and
it's full
Lauren
of
and
I gotta go
mercenaries.
rewatch.
And then everyone in the background is like the directors, the art supervisors. It's great.
I gotta go rewatch.
Yep.
I had
Go
no idea.
digging through through the official Voltron Twitter. They posted a video
Yeah,
that was,
it was-
here's the
here's the
scene,
scene, yeah.
here's the breakdown of literally everyone
Yeah,
in it.
And they
on
they
the-
point out like the names and the.
Oh
Go to
man,
the-
I gotta see this.
Y'all
Go to the
tag
Voltron
Josh
YouTube
Keaton right now.
I'm going. No, as soon as I go home, I'm gonna watch this.
Help him find it. Help him find
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
seriously,
please,
send it
please
to
help me
him.
find it. I want to see.
You're going to
this.
have like
What happened?
86,000 tweets now.
I'm
with
I
it.
excited.
can't wait. I can't wait.
You're helping.
I did a help.
You did. Pidge is the MVP again.
That's the fan art from this episode I want. It's the this. I did a help.
That is
Shiro
going
could
to be an
floss.
animated GIF.
Hey, my shoulder's better. I can floss again.
Yay!
I need more animatics. Those of you who've been doing animatics for this show,
Yo.
I love you all.
I showed my auntie that animatic. She was so happy. Like she was like, "Yeah, that looks just like me. Yeah, I take my slippers up all the time." I'm like, "Ah,
yeah.
too much."
Yeah.
I loved Monsters and Mana. I loved seeing how everybody kind of did themselves up D&D style. It was great. I loved Shiro's backstory for his paladin.
Yep.
The best.
with his master Jano. And I mean, I guess I'll just go with everybody else and say the fight. I mean, I loved the Keith Shiro fight. I thought that was definitely the highlight of the season for me.
I really loved the argument between Lotor and Allura,
Yes.
and the cuts that they were giving each other, and the bites that were being thrown back and forth. Oh my god, it was
both-
so good.
They
It's a
both
thing
pulled
of
out
wonder
the
and glory.
dad.
Yeah,
They both with the dad.
daddy
Yep.
issues
Yeah.
on either side.
All the time.
Yeah.
man.
Family subscription on Lotor's part. Just, yep. All right, we are straight up out of time. Thanks again for joining us. Are there any
always.
other projects you're working on that you can tell us about?
I'm going to be at Anime Expo. Are you going to be at Anime Expo?
I'm gonna be an anime.
We're both going to be at Anime
Anime
Expo.
Expo.
I'll be there on Saturday.
Saturday
at
all
10
day.
a.m. Yeah, I think for most of the day for me. And I'm also going to be at Florida SuperCon and Raleigh SuperCon.
So I'm going to be
coming
at
up.
Florida SuperCon as well, but I am missing Raleigh SuperCon because I have work to do here.
Oh well, congrats though. That's
Thank you.
awesome.
I'm very excited. Also, unless Emma's still sick by Anime Expo, she will be doing the Anime Expo live stream, and I will be on it at 7 p.m. on Saturday, I believe.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully she's better by Saturday.
Yeah.
hope
Crossing
so.
our
Yeah.
fingers. Yeah.
I want to say hi.
Yeah.
Right. And where can the people find you? On the internets, on the social medias.
Oh, I don't exist on the internet.
No,
I'm kidding.
but you've been here the whole time.
Oh no, I'm a pain in the butt on the internet. My Twitter is iBexWebex, and my Instagram is Bex_TK.
My Twitter is Josh Keaton, all one word. Just Josh Keaton, not like all one word after. And,
I'm gonna make a fan account of Josh.
Just
Keaton,
Keaton,
all
all
one
one
word.
word.
Not one word.
All lowercase, all one word.
I'm sure someone's doing that as we speak.
Someone's doing it
Yeah,
right now.
it's
Dang
gone
it!
now. And I'm Space Padre on Instagram. And I've been posting more stuff to my YouTube channel, so there's going to be more stuff up there from time to time. The Sven song will be up as soon as I record it and film a video for it. But it's in the works. So yeah.
I'm gonna help even if you don't.
No,
know
I
yet.
want you to help. I want you to help. Try to get everybody in.
Thanks again for joining us, you guys. This was
Thanks for
a
having
blast.
us. It's great. We love coming here.
Love having
We
you.
love having you. It's always a good time. And I do mean that sincerely.
Oh, yeah.
Mark, where can the people find you?
Well, first, you can find Emma anywhere Emma Fifes are sold at Emma Fife, and please send her a get well message. Red is for her. Put red out for Emma. Why not? Hope to see her at AX this week as well. You can follow me on Twitter at Mark B. Donica. I recently did an episode of Joseph Scrimshaw's Obsessed podcast about professional wrestling television. It's coming out on Thursday. It was a lot of fun to record with him. Check that out.
Awesome.
You guys can find me all over social media at atorres890. That's ATORRES890. Speaking of tabletop games, I got to do this really awesome thing with Geek and Sundry that's called Starter Kit, and the game is called Phoenix Dawn Command, and we're pretty much on our last
Like one or two
episodes, and I get into a pretty nasty fight, so I don't know if you guys are gonna see if my character lives. So I would definitely check it out on Project Alpha.
ProjectAlpha.com.
Yes, I was literally about
Free
to say-
60-day trial.
Use Phoenix. Okay, all right. Anyway, plug.
Yeah.
I'm Megan. You guys can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at the Menguin. That's TheMenguin.
She has a podcast called No Love Lost. Y'all should check it out.
Yes, go listen
Promote!
Yes. Plug.
And I'm Katie Cullen. You can follow me all over the social medias as well as on YouTube and Twitch at Kiaxet. That is Kiaxet. 3/4 of this podcast are sticking around in the next hour to do Rooster Team reviews on AfterBuzz TV. We're doing it today instead of on Wednesday because July 4th is a thing. Stick around, follow us, follow them. Thanks again, you guys. You have all been wonderful. Do the thing, win the stuff. We're doing a giveaway. You'll find out about it next week.
What?
Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Keven Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
I
Keith.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.